Today is the day I retire. My husband, who is split the bills with me for 41 years, specifically booked a high-end restaurant to celebrate with me. No, thank you. The cheapest Wagyu set meal is more expensive than my monthly pension.
Margaret, I specifically booked this restaurant, your favorite, to celebrate your retirement. How is it? Are you happy?
Mr. Grant, the usual, the premium Wagyu set meal, and the 82 Lafitte. And for Mrs. Grant?
Her? She pays for herself. Don't ask me.
Just give me the cheapest glass of tap water. Thanks.
You're still so frugal. Today is specially to celebrate your retirement. You can't just have water. Here, try some of my meal. Then, just like usual, you can just pay me your half.
No need.
Actually, you don't need to be so frugal. Starting tomorrow, you won't have to split house bills with me. I'll cover it all.
Really?
My mom happens to need someone to look after her. You can stay home full-time to take care of her. That way you won't need to spend much. As for your $3,000 monthly pension, just transfer it to me when you get it. I'll keep it safe for you.
Transfer my entire pension to you.
Yeah, you can't just live in my luxury apartment for free, right? Not to mention eating and drinking my food. Charging you $3,000 for rent and living expenses is already me taking a loss.
Is there something wrong with this guy? Asking his wife for rent and living expenses. If I were her, I would have divorced him long ago.
Keep your voice down. Mind your own business.
Home. For these 41 years, I have never felt what a real home is. Richard, since you love going 50-50 so much, let's go 50-50 all the way.
I was thinking the same thing. Once my mom gets a bit better, you can go back to work. Then you can just have your pay deposited directly into my account.
Let's go 50-50 on a divorce.
Divorce? Margaret Lane, are you out of your mind? You're just a retired old woman. Without me, how will you survive? Where will you live? You can't even afford this glass of water.
I can afford it.
Fine, I'll sign it. Let's see how long you can last without me. Don't come crawling back when you regret it.
Hold on.
I knew you didn't have the guts. You're paying for the meal today. Consider it your punishment.
Before signing the divorce papers, we need to settle this attached bill first.
What's this?
Going Dutch is all about fairness. Everything I've contributed over these 41 years. We'll settle it now, item by item.
Childbirth compensation, $200,000. Nursing services, $180,000. Child rearing services, $1,260,000. In-law care, $870,000. Margaret Lane, are you out of your mind? This is extortion.
You are wrong. Every item on this list is fully documented.
The kid takes my last name. You did the work. I paid the bills. We're even. Mr. Woods, long time no see. Let's grab dinner this weekend. My treat. I make $400,000 a year now. You only make a few $100, but 50-50 means 50-50. You have to pay half the kid's tuition. Taking care of my mom is your job. It's your duty. You expect me to pay you a salary? Maintenance of marriage and emotional value provision fee, totaling 41 years. You've been scheming for 41 years. $36,800,000. Margaret Lane, this is absolute extortion. I was so blind all these years of marriage and I didn't see. What a vicious, greedy woman you are.
How dare you call me vicious and greedy? All these years I gave you children, cared for your parents, and ran the household. What about you? What have you ever contributed to?
Superficial. All day long, all you care about is my money. I've given you so much, but you never appreciate it.
You've given me things.
Of course. Not only did I give you a great husband, I gave you a respectable family. These intangible assets are priceless. You're selfish and incredibly stupid. You really disappoint me.
I was a fool to even try reasoning with a scumbag like you.
Enough talk. Sign the paper. We're getting a divorce.
Fine, let's get a divorce. Don't regret it when the time comes. Mike, I need you to handle a divorce case for me. I want her to leave with absolutely nothing. You'll soon find out that in this world, money and power are everything. Attorney Lewis, take a look at how she's extorting me. What will the consequences be? Margaret, you're so naive. You could have had a peaceful retirement, but you just had to make a fuss. I've been in business for decades, making over $4 million a year. You're a librarian making $3,000 a month. You're so short-sighted. How could you possibly fight me? Well, Mr. Grant.
The situation might be more complicated than you think. If these documents are authentic, you really will have to pay your wife a settlement.
What did you say? No way. Why should I pay her a dime? All these years, we split every penny 50-50. It was totally fair.
Mr. Grant, Mrs. Grant, the evidence for this ledger is solid. This doesn't look good for you.
Since the second day of our marriage, you've been tracking all this. Did you never consider us family?
Yes, I never considered you family. That is because on our wedding day, you taught me a lesson I will never forget.
We'll take both of these.
Okay, the women's coat is $700 and the men's coat is $8,800.
Margaret, from today on, we are family. But I hope in this relationship, you will stay independent instead of becoming a dependent. So to protect your dignity, from now on, let's split all our expenses. I'll pay half for your coat, and you pay half for mine.
All these years, my income has only been 1% of yours. Yet, I had to split all expenses equally with you. Your mansion's HOA fee is $50 a square meter, and I had to use installments to pay it off. Richard Grant, did you ever consider me family?
Fine, I admit I underestimated you, but don't celebrate just yet. This only proves you spent money on the family. How does that negate my contributions?
Fine. Let's call witnesses.
Witnesses?
Our friends and relatives are willing to testify to prove that. For decades, who cared for the elders, who raised the kids, and who maintained this family's basic decency.
Who knows if you bribed them in advance so they'd speak for you?
If witnesses aren't enough, I have more evidence. Dare to listen.
Why wouldn't I? I have nothing to hide. Stop bluffing.
Good.
Margaret Lane, your mom being sick is her problem. Why would you touch our joint emergency fund? My money is for investments. Every penny must generate compound interest.
Is that enough evidence?
Mr. Grant, is this recording real?
The kids' tutoring fees are over budget. That's your problem, not mine. Figure it out yourself. Don't come to me. Enough! Margaret Lane. 41 years we've been together. And you secretly guard against your own husband? Do you even have a heart?
When I needed affection, you talked about fairness. Now that I need fairness, you bring up affection. Richard Grant, the world doesn't revolve around you. I am moving out today. I'll leave the bills to you. Pay them off. Then we'll finalize the divorce.
Extortion. This is extortion. I'm going to sue her. Draft the lawsuit. I'm going to sue her. I'll make her pay the ultimate price.
Mr. Grant, your wife came prepared. What you did wasn't exactly honorable. Once this evidence is presented in court, your reputation and the company's image will take a devastating hit.
She played the meek little rabbit for 41 years, but secretly, she's a ruthless wolf, hiding for 41 years just to go for my throat. So calculating.
Let's settle, Mr. Grant. Once this goes to court, we don't stand a chance. You'll just lose even more.
I, Richard Grant, will never bow to a woman. Since you're so ruthless, Margaret Lane, don't blame me for what's coming.
Mr. Grant, what are you doing?
Right now, freeze all bank accounts under Margaret Lane's name. Do it immediately. I'm going to cut off her finances completely and make her come crawling back to me.
Mr. Grant, I am very sorry. The balances of Mrs. Lane's checking account are all close to zero, and they were cleared out 3 months ago.
See that? She has no money. She's so poor. Let's see how she divorces me now.
Also, we found out that under Mrs. Margaret Lane's name is a substantial trust fund. The manager of this fund is not her. We have no right to freeze.
A trust fund? How is that possible? How does she have a trust fund? Where did she get the money?
Dad, I miss you so much. I miss Mom, too.
Grandma, Grandpa, David misses you too.
Richard! The $200,000 your dad left you? Just let me handle it.
What?
Don't worry, I'll manage it for you. I guarantee an annual return of $10. Better than keeping it yourself.
No thanks. I don't get this stuff. I'll just put it in a CD for David's wedding when he grows up.
You're so short-sighted. You have a typical poor person's mindset. Holding on to dead money like this, you'll never get rich. I see. She's been guarding against me since back then. She never put that money in a CD. She turned it into a trust that I can't even touch.
Mr. Grant, just let it go. You were husband and wife, after all. Why make things so ugly? Mrs. Grant's demands are actually quite reasonable.
No way. Every single penny I have is my hard-earned money. I'm never going to throw it into her bottomless pit. I have one last trump card, and that's our son David. David has always been outstanding. At such a young age, he became a renowned lawyer in the industry. He's a man of the Grant family. My blood runs in his veins. He will definitely side with me. Son, I'm over here. That's my boy. Just like me when I was young.
Where's Mom? She's never late. Why isn't she here yet?
David, I specifically asked you to come early. Your mom's mood has been a bit unstable lately. She has made some outrageous demands. Her goal is to ruin our family harmony. When you see her, as her son, you should talk some sense into her.
Why did you call me here?
Everything you've done lately has deeply hurt me and ruined our family's peace. Our son is also very upset with your decision, so you can go ahead and take that bullshit divorce agreement back. What's with that attitude? Still so stubborn at your age. Do I have to repeat all your shameful deeds in front of our son?
Dad, I'll see you in court.
What did you say?
I forgot to tell you. I am my mother's attorney. I'm taking full charge of this case.
What did you say? You're her lawyer? You're suing me for her?
Dad, as your son, I'll warn you one last time. Stop being so stubborn.
You ungrateful son. I raised you. Is this how you repay me? Helping your mom scheme against your own dad? David, do you even know your last name?
Richard Grant, don't you dare lay a finger on him!
It's natural for a father to hit his son. David is my flesh and blood. So what if I hit him? Not only will I hit him, I'll teach you a lesson too.
Don't touch my mom.
You dare raise your hand against me? You ungrateful son! Why are you helping your mom do this? Do you know this will ruin me and destroy our family?
Family? Did we ever have a family? To my mom and me, you're just a live-in stranger who strictly follows a 50-50 financial agreement.
Bastard! I'm your dad!
Is that so? When I was 8, I had a 104-degree fever at midnight. I needed an imported fever medicine, which cost $120 a shot. Mom's salary was only $300 then, and she didn't have enough cash. She begged you to front the money, and what did you say?
That was so long ago.
Mr. Grant, I don't have a father like you. What you told my mom back then, I will remember until the day I die. Mr. Grant, you're no father of mine. What you said to my mom back then, I'll remember it till the day I die.
David's fever is up to 104 degrees. I beg you, just lend me $20.
I told you the shot is $120. We pay $60 each. I'm only giving $60. Take it or leave it.
Usually, when you make me split your dinner bills, your HOA fees, and the driver and nanny you hired, I accept it. But today, I really only have $40 on me. When I get paid, I'll pay you back double or 10 times over, okay?
This isn't about the money. It's a matter of principle. No means no.
What will it take for you to lend it to me? David really can't hold on much longer.
Your budget planning is the problem. It's not my problem. I've already paid my half. Figure out the rest yourself.
Richard! David, he is your son too!
Then let him experience the consequences of breaking the rules.
My mom begged you on her knees. You wouldn't even lend her $20. You'd rather just watch me die. You're no father to me.
I was just following the rules. You don't understand. I had no choice.
I was so blind when I was young. Richard Grant. If I had known you were this cold-blooded, I would never have married you.
I did nothing wrong. Going Dutch is the fairest and most advanced way.
Fair. Fair. Progressive. Richard Grant. Did you ever love me? Did you ever love David?
As my wife and child, of course, Richard Grant.
When my mom came home that day, it was already 3 a.m. I saw her from the window, crying alone by the flower bed downstairs for a long time. Your so-called fairness is just your deep-rooted selfishness. Your so-called rules are just tools to control and exploit others. You never loved me, and you never loved my mom.
Richard Grant,
do you still think you did nothing wrong?
Son, why do you always take your mom's side? Don't forget you're a Grant. You have Grant blood running through your veins.
I couldn't care less. Actually, I'm quite grateful you sent me to study law. How else could I learn to help my mom gather evidence to set up a trust fund and completely separate her assets from yours?
You bastard.
Tear it all you want. I can always print more. Don't you love talking about rules? Today I'll use the rules of law to settle the score of the past 41 years.
Great. You really are a good son to me. Just great.
Richard, drop the victim act. I am just playing by your rules to take back what is mine. What? When it is your turn to pay up, the rules no longer apply. When it is your turn to pay up, the rules don't apply anymore.
Margaret Lane, you ungrateful, venomous bitch. I won't give you anything, not a single cent. I taught you how the world works and let you live like a wealthy wife. And this is how you repay me? And you! I sent you to the best schools and gave you an elite education. Is this how you repay me? Get out, both of you, get out!
If you won't settle, we'll see you in court.
I'm the one who's going to sue you. I'll sue you both for extortion. I'm the one who's going to sue you for extortion, for defamation. I'm going to make sure everyone sees you, Margaret Lane and David, for the ungrateful wretches you are. Margaret, a woman like you who's never seen the real world dares to make demands of me? Today I'm going to teach you what the rules are.
Silence. Court is now in session. The plaintiff may state their claims.
Your Honor, our claims are as follows. First, we request a divorce between the parties. Second, a lawful division of the joint marital assets. Due to the defendant's long-term financial exploitation and malicious transfer of assets, we demand compensation for the plaintiff's losses, totaling $36.8 million. Over $30 million?
Over $30 million.
How dare she ask for that? This is basically a robbery.
Your Honor, for the past 40 years, my client, Mr. Richard Grant, started from scratch and founded a company worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But the plaintiff, Mrs. Margaret Lane, was just a librarian.
That's right. Margaret Lane's demands are utterly absurd. This is extortion. I will sue her.
Mrs. Lane, for the past 40 years, Mr. Grant has provided for all your needs. What makes you think you are entitled to tens of millions of dollars? Are you just using your status as the weaker party to morally blackmail him?
Margaret Lane, do you see now? I'm not wrong. You are. Do you see this, Margaret Lane? I did nothing wrong. You did.
Emotional blackmail. Fine.
Then let's see today who's really bleeding whom dry. Your Honor, Members of the press, this is a household ledger my mother started keeping in her second year of marriage. It details the past 41 years of every single 50-50 split household expense. From a $2 pound of cabbage to major roof leak repairs. There are 3,721 entries where my mother, short on cash, borrowed money from Mr. Richard Grant.
He charged his wife interest for buying cabbage? Is he even human?
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? Everyone is equal before the rules. This is modern family financial management. I gave them a chance to see the world.
Indeed, Mr. Grant's actions really opened my eyes.
Mr. Grant, please try to recall. When your parents were hospitalized, what were you doing? These are my grandparents' hospital medical records. 324 days, nearly a year. You visited less than 20 times, averaging less than half an hour. Take a guess. When my grandma was in the most pain, completely bedridden for a month, where was Mr. Grant? You were abroad, playing in a high-end golf tournament. Meanwhile, my mom was in the hospital, bathing and feeding your mother every day and cleaning up her waste.
This is seeing the world? He put his wife through hell.
So shameless. Enjoying the reputation of a good son while dumping all the hard work on his wife, all on his wife.
I got my mom the best medical care. I paid for it. I provided the money, she provided the labor. What's wrong with that?
You paid. Fine. Let's show everyone how you paid for it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Richard Grant's mother.
Mom, I simmered this chicken soup all night. It is very nourishing. Try some.
Margaret, you are a good child. You've suffered so much all these years. Richard, he even for my hospital bills, he made you take out a loan for him. His heart is made of stone. In your next life, don't ever cross paths with our family again.
Impossible. Margaret Lane. You must have forced my mom to say that.
Feel free to examine the video. I take full responsibility for its authenticity.
Presiding Judge, here's an agreement drafted by Richard Grant himself. And here is an agreement drafted by Richard Grant himself.
After retiring, Margaret Lane will care for Richard Grant's mother. To be fair, the $12,000 monthly caregiver fee will be deducted from her $3,000 monthly pension as a 50-50 split for a reasonable deduction.
Who does that? Unbelievable! He won't even spare his wife's pension.
Richard Grant, how do you explain this agreement?
There's nothing to explain. I insisted on going 50-50 to protect your dignity and to help you maintain your independence in this relationship. And you have the nerve to turn on me? You're shameless. Attorney Lewis, am I wrong? Your Honor, what did I do wrong?
Richard Grant, even your own mother said you have a heart of stone. Do you still think you are right? Now let me ask you, is the opposing counsel David Grant your own son? The opposing counsel David Grant, is he your son?
Yes.
Why does your son hate you so much? Haven't you ever wondered why?
He was spoiled by his mom. He only cares that I didn't pay but ignores my efforts. If it weren't for me sticking to my principles, this family would have fallen apart.
My mom spoiled me. Dad, have you forgotten? Growing up, you only taught me two things, rationality and calculation. It was a family bill where even the interest was calculated. You said there's no free lunch in this world. Even fathers and sons must keep accounts clear. If I didn't sign this IOU, you would refuse to pay my tuition, right?
I did that for your own good, to build your independence and resilience. See? Haven't you become an excellent lawyer?
Shut up. For my own good? The day I almost died from a high fever, was that for my own good too?
Mr. Grant, regarding the plaintiff's counsel's accusation that you went 50-50 on your son's life-saving treatment, even forcing your wife to borrow money, what do you have to say?
Regarding this matter, I was in more pain than anyone. But pain is no excuse to break the rules.
Hypocrite.
We made an agreement when we got married to split household expenses 50-50. As a mother, shouldn't you have set aside a medical emergency fund for him? If I paid more just because he got sick, tomorrow you'd ask me to pay more for something else. Then our agreement would just be scrap paper.
That was your son's life!
So what? Proves that you managed to get the money. David grew up healthy too. I was teaching you to grow, Margaret Lane. Don't be ungrateful.
You really are cold-blooded.
Me? Cold-blooded? That's because you are out of your minds. I just followed the contract. What did I do wrong?
Fine, then tell me. According to this perfect business contract, how do you settle the score with my mom? Your Honor, for the past 41 years, my mother worked as a full-time nanny for 41 years, a private chef for 41 years, and a private caregiver without receiving a single cent. Why should her expenses be split evenly, while my mother's labor was just taken for free for 41 years?
Marriage isn't an employment relationship, Margaret Lane. You said that yourself.
How did I end up with a scumbag like you?
Your Honor, she put her energy into the family, and I put mine into my career. If she wants a salary for cooking and raising kids, then for all the pressure of the business risks I took, shouldn't I charge her interest too? Then what about the stress of my business investments? Should I charge her interest for that too?
Richard, you earned that for yourself, while I was working for you for free. Your luxury apartment, the HOA fee is $50 per square meter a month. You made me pay half, not a cent less. My monthly salary was only $3,000. Just to pay your HOA fee, I couldn't even afford to go to the hospital. Is this what you call fair and equal?
You always bring up feelings and play the victim. Can feelings put food on the table? I married you. I'm not running a charity. If your abilities can't generate enough cash flow, you should reflect on yourself instead of expecting me to cover your shortfall.
Do you even hear yourself?
Since you're keeping score so carefully, let me ask you a question. If back then, the one in the hospital with a high fever, needing money to survive was you, and my mom used all her savings, but it wasn't enough, so she asked you to pay your half, what would you do?
Marriage isn't an employment contract, Margaret. You said it yourself.
How did I end up with a scumbag like you?
Your Honor, she put her energy into the family. I put mine into my career. She wants a salary for cooking and raising kids, then what about all the business risks I took? Shouldn't I charge her interest too?
Richard, you made that money for yourself, while I worked for you for free. Your luxury condo, with an HOA fee of $50 per square meter every month. You demanded I pay half, down to the last cent. My monthly salary is only $3,000, just to pay off your HOA fees. I didn't even dare go to the hospital when I was sick. Do you call this equal rights and responsibilities?
Margaret, you always talk about feelings and being wrong. Can feelings put food on the table? I married you. I'm not running a charity. If you can't generate enough cash flow, you should reflect on yourself instead of expecting me to bail you out.
Do you even hear yourself?
Mr. Richard Grant, since you calculate everything so clearly, let me ask you a question. If back then, you were the one lying in the hospital with a high fever, needing money to save your life, and my mom gave all her savings, but it still wasn't enough, so she asked you to pay your 50-50 share, what would you do?
If it were me lying there, I would tell myself the same thing. I never expected you or your mother to save me. Son, you hate me now because you haven't reached my age yet. Only those who set rules up front and keep accounts clear can make it to the end with dignity. Going 50-50 is always the fairest and most proper way in the world. I did nothing wrong. You're the ones at fault, being so emotional and dreaming about love.
So, for your dignity and rules, you'd even throw away your own son's life.
All I seek is fairness. Fairness.
You left your wife to face our child's life and death alone. Is that what you call fairness? You enjoy what I provide for you at home, 3 meals a day, hot tea and water. You enjoy me taking perfect care of your parents, while you live it up outside. You call that fairness?
I gave you a decent life.
Presiding Judge, since Richard Grant keeps insisting that he gave my mother a decent life, let's look at the price of this decency. The evidence we are submitting are recordings of the defendant's long-term emotional abuse, silent treatment, and exploitation of my mother.
You've worn this for 5 years. The collar's turning yellow. You're an embarrassment to be seen with. Go buy some new clothes, but use your own money. Don't think about taking advantage of me. What are you crying for? What else can you do besides cry? Do you create any value at all? It's not that I don't want to spend on you. I'm just afraid that once I open that door, you'll lose the drive to be financially independent.
He makes being cheap sound so noble. How shameless.
Am I wrong? It's better to teach a man to fish. If I hadn't been so strict with her, would she be so resilient today?
Resilience, Richard Grant? You really are a high and mighty life coach. You held all the money tightly in your hands and enjoyed my labor as if it were your right. You demanded that I act like a single woman and pay my own bills independently, yet you expected me to be a traditional wife and slave away for you. For 41 years, I dealt with your daily emotional abuse and psychological suppression. Tell me, my best years, all 41 years of my life trampled by you like this. Is this what you call fairness?
You brought this upon yourself. You asked for it.
Defendant, please observe courtroom decorum.
Your Honor, we are aware that the $36.8 million claim under current legal provisions may be difficult to find an absolutely precise corresponding statute.
I knew it. Just a pile of waste paper.
However, the purpose of submitting this bill is not merely to demand this sum of money, but to prove to the court and to everyone that under the guise of going Dutch, Mr. Richard Grant has long evaded his duties as a husband and father to provide legal support and subjected my mother to 41 years of mental oppression. Therefore, we implore the court to severely punish the at-fault party according to law.
Why are you sighing?
Mr. Grant, this case is too tough. You're on your own.
I paid your legal fees. If you don't win this case, I'll have my company drop you immediately.
Your Honor, although my client may have used improper words, marriage isn't just about math. The compensation the plaintiff seeks lacks legal basis. We ask the court to dismiss this exorbitant claim.
Exactly. You feel wronged because you had wrong expectations of marriage. I was always fair to you. You were the one fantasizing about love. Why should a man in a marriage have to pay more? If we're doing the math, let's follow the law. Without a legal basis, I won't give a single dollar.
All right. The court will now announce the verdict.
Mom, don't worry.
In the divorce case between the plaintiff, Margaret Lane, and the defendant, Richard Grant, this court, having heard the case, hereby rules as follows. First, the divorce between Margaret Lane and Richard Grant is granted. Second, regarding the plaintiff's claim totaling $36.8 million, this court finds that there is no direct legal basis to support it in full.
I knew it. I knew the law relies on evidence. Did you hear that, Margaret Lane? I'm always right.
Is a guy like him really going to get off scot-free?
Defendant, this court has not finished reading the verdict. The evidence provided by the plaintiff proves that the defendant, Richard Grant, during the marriage, long exploited his absolute economic advantage to unilaterally exert economic dominance over his wife.
What economic dominance? I was just following the rules.
According to the law, given the defendant's severe and egregious misconduct, this court rules as follows. Regarding all assets of the plaintiff and defendant deemed joint marital property, including the $120 million in assets and shares in the defendant's listed company, the plaintiff Margaret Lane shall receive 80%. The defendant Richard Grant shall receive 20%.
What?
Great! Bravo!
80%? No, impossible. That's my money, my company. How can you give her 80%? I'm going to appeal. I will sue you all.
Mr. Grant, let it go. If you appeal, you won't even keep the 20%.
Why? You're wrong. You're wrong. You're all wrong.
Adjourned.
Mr. Grant, after losing 80% of your assets, did your 41 years of scheming finally backfire on you?
Mr. Grant, you kept saying you stuck to the 50-50 rule and played by the rules. Then why didn't you support your wife and shoulder the family responsibilities?
You keep saying you're not wrong. Are you sure you won't regret this?
I have no regrets. I'll never regret it. Not in this life or the next.
What a complete idiot.
Mom, let's go.
Okay.
Margaret Lane, get back here. This is all your fault.
Richard Grant, you're wrong. You'll regret this very soon.
I can't believe Mr. Grant acts like such a big shot, but he's a total scumbag. Even the medical bills his wife paid, he charged interest on. He's just an incredibly selfish jerk. Serves him right to pay up.
What did you just say? I am the victim here. If you keep talking nonsense, I will fire you all.
You have the nerve to say that? You've completely trashed our company's reputation. We can't even show our faces outside.
Shut up. What department are you in? I'm firing you right now. Hello, Richard Grant.
Right this instant! Get to the conference room right now!
What are you looking at?
Just you wait.
Richard, your recent actions to the company's reputation have caused immeasurable damage. We have unanimously decided to remove you as CEO.
How dare you? I built this company from scratch. I won't allow this.
Mr. Grant, since you're all about the rules, now that you've made a mistake that cost the company dearly, you must face the consequences of being kicked out.
This is my house. What are you doing? That's my suitcase. Stop it, all of you. Margaret, David. What are you doing now?
You're just in time. All your stuff is here. Take it and go.
Are you crazy? This house is mine. What gives you the right to throw my things out?
The court awarded me this house. This is David's and my home now. Please leave.
This is absurd. I won't accept this. I won't.
This is Mrs. Lane's house. Please leave, or we'll have to use force.
Ed, open up. It's you. Ed, long time no see. You're not welcome here. Get out. Ed, I've hit a bit of a rough patch recently. Could you lend me $20,000 to tide me over? Once I find a place to stay, I'll get a job and pay you back.
Get a job? Your reputation is ruined. What company would even hire you? I saw the news. You're on your own.
I'm your own brother. Is it that hard to lend me $20,000? You can't just watch me end up on the streets.
Bro, didn't you tell me before? To learn financial planning, you should have prepared for your retirement and medical care in advance.
How could you say that? I'm your brother. Blood is thicker than water.
Bro, remember 10 years ago? When my son got into college and wanted a new computer, I asked to borrow $20,000. Do you know what you said?
Ed, better to teach a man to fish. You should be preparing for your son's college fund. I'm helping you build financial independence. I'm doing this for your own good. I won't lend you the money.
Since that day, Richard, I learned the rules from you. I won't lend you the money. I have my mortgage and car loan. I really can't spare it. Just like you taught me, we have to play by the rules, right?
David, I have a high fever. I think I'm dying.
Send me the address. I'll call an ambulance for you.
David, you still think I was wrong, don't you?
The emergency ambulance fee. I'll deduct it from your emergency contact account, according to the rules.
You. Karma. This is just karma.
Mr. Grant, your pneumonia has left some complications. If you want to treat it, you'll need long-term care.
Did anyone come see me these past few days?
No.
Forget it. I'm done with this. I want to be discharged.
We understand you established the Margaret Foundation, right?
Yes.
The Margaret Foundation provides legal aid specifically to housewives treated unfairly in marriage or to vulnerable women. What prompted you to make this great decision?
It took me 41 years to buy my life back from an unfair deal. I hope other women won't take that long.
She's so beautiful now. And look what I've become. I really don't deserve her anymore. Son, you came to see me. David?
Here are the necessities for this month. As per our agreement, the minimum humanitarian standard. I've delivered them.
Stop! David, can't you stay with Dad for a while?
We have nothing to talk about. Strictly business. That's what you asked of me back then. No need to waste time.
This is all that's left. I guess I'll have to go to the cheapest nursing home. Is this my karma? I want to take a look here.
Stop looking. That's the VIP section next door. It's just across the wall. That one-on-one premium care starts at $50,000 a month. The little you paid wouldn't even cover a caregiver's weekly pay.
$50,000 a month? That much?
What did you expect?
Margaret used to care for my parents, raised our kids, and did the chores. I thought all that work was worthless, but it's actually worth so much. I reaped all the benefits, yet I always belittled and mistreated her. I'm such a monster. Margaret, I was wrong. Margaret?
I came to see you. Let's find a place to sit down. David got married. His wife is great. She's a very kind girl. They're planning to travel around the world. They want to take me with them.
Did you come here just to laugh at me?
I just came to tell you I'm leaving. From now on, we probably won't see each other again.
Do you hate me?
Not anymore.
I thought you would hate me.
I used to. I hated you so much I couldn't sleep. Hated you enough to want us both dead. But then I figured it out. Hating someone takes too much energy. It's just not worth it. You taught me that. Always calculate the costs and benefits.
Margaret! I'm sorry.
Mom, get ready. We're almost there.
After splitting everything for 41 years, I finally paid for my life in full. A brand new life, completely my own, is shining right ahead of me.